I got microchipped, and this is how you can change your life by becoming a cyborg. You see, my whole life I've had a problem that causes me an inordinate amount of stress, and that is keys. It sounds silly, but the feeling of rushing out the door, driving all the way to work before realizing I can't get in the garage because I forgot my keys or badge, and then having to drive all the way home to get them and then driving back to work is so embarrassing and unnecessary in a modern world where you can get your keys implanted in your hand. So that's what I did. So we're planting a microchip that has an NFC and RFID chip inside of it. Well, you want to open up that space where the chip is going to be inside, right?
So, yeah, with this, with this.
Yeah, with the needle. Yeah.
Okay, man, here we go. You want to watch? You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Still good. Look at that, man. You're a tough guy.
All right, skillfully done. These chips are not fundamentally different than the ones you put into your pets. When you put them up to a reader, it sends the chip a little drop of power, and then the chip sends back an ID number. An important thing to note here is that the chip does not store any personal data. In the case of pets, it just stores an ID number, and that ID number can be looked up in a database to find the information about the pet's owner. In the case of this chip, it stores an ID number, and the reader will check that ID number against the database to see if I have access. And no, you can't be tracked from a chip like this. Triangulation and position estimation from the GPS network requires a significant amount of power. And sending the signal anywhere after that would require an even greater amount of power, and these chips don't even have a battery at all. The reality is, depending on the receiver, they hardly even work from short distances. I got microchipped, and this... Dang. I got microchipped, and this is how to change your life by... I need to have my hand in contact with the device, and even then it has to be in a very specific orientation for it to work at all. So even if it did contain personal information, which it doesn't, it would be very difficult for anyone to access it without your explicit cooperation. House keys are much, much less secure than this. If anyone gets a hold of them, they can copy them. There's even been cases of people copying keys from photographs. Like in this paper where researchers at UCSD were able to copy a key from a 2-megapixel cell phone image captured on a Motorola A1200 from 2005. And even more concerning, they were able to copy a key using a camera mounted to a telescope from 200 feet away. So the chip in my hand certainly isn't 100% secure. Someone could cut my hand off and take it and copy it, but it's so much more secure than the common key. And if I ever move, the chip is infinitely reprogrammable. There are two ways to program the chip. One is enrollment, so if you own a lock, you can put your hand up to it and enroll your hand. Or you can go up to the front desk at your hotel or office building and ask them to scan your hand in the same way they would with a blank key, although they might not agree. However, you can also clone existing keys, with permission of course, which is easier and can be as simple as holding a flipper 0 or Proxmark up to the badge or key you want to copy, and then copying that key onto your chip. And if you're not ready to go full cyborg just yet, then you can also buy stickers with these chips inside of them that you can stick to phones or popsicle sticks or whatever. I used these stickers first for a few months before becoming a cyborg to make sure that these chips were really useful in my life, and they were. And there are many other types of chips. The one I have is just for access, but there are others that can process payments, open your Tesla, light up under your skin.
Has an LED inside. When presented to an RFID or NFC reader, the LED inside glows.
And open a web URL when an iPhone or Android touches them.
Walking up to someone, they've got their phone. I'm Jason, you want me to give him... Bloop.
There you go.
Oh, machine, then man.
Tag, open in YouTube.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it.
And some people have more than one to combine all of these abilities. And that being said, people have chips for different reasons. For many, it's a form of self-expression. And to tell you about that, here's my cyborg friend, Anastasia.
Hello, my name's Anastasia. I'm a body hacker.
Oh, okay. And so which implants do you have?
I have 4, I think. I have an RFID in here that you cannot see. You cannot see any of them. I have an NFC chip in my left hand. Combination LED and NFC chip in my right finger. It's mostly just a party trick to show people that I have a glowing light under my skin and my finger. And I have an NFC chip in my chest that is connected to a tattoo of mine. I designed a tarot deck, got a tattoo of one of the tarot cards, and if you scan it on the center of the card, it'll go to the website where you can get your own tarot reading. I'm going to do all of that again, but with the hand.
Of course I do.
I don't have that many chips overall. People who are deep into the body hacking movement, they'll have a lot of chips and they'll treat a lot of them as temporary, so they will regularly remove them.
What do you think the coolest cybernetic body modification you've seen has been?
The coolest implant is going to be Neil Harbison's sensing tentacle out of his head. I mean, these aren't permanent, but like any project that Stellark has done, I got like a spider leg situation going on. But then a really big component of the body hacking community are going to be people who are hacking their own implants that they got from medical providers so that they don't have to pay insurance to keep using them. They don't want to have a subscription fee to have a functioning body.
And while I'm content with my access chip, I'm inspired by others who have pushed the boundaries in cybernetics, such as Neil Harbison, who installed an antenna in his head that allows him to feel the colors around him, including colors we can't see with our eyes, like ultraviolet.
Human vision wasn't good enough.
And Kevin Warwick, who has done many experiments in brain-computer interfaces that have allowed him to, for example, control a robotic arm with his own nervous system. And I know someone's going to be in the comments talking about how this is
the mark of the beast.
But that is completely silly, because Revelations 13 clearly states,
"And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name."
And this chip is not in my right hand or in my forehead. It's in my left hand, so suck it, zealots. And overall, the chip has been a genuine lifesaver. I don't even notice it until it's time to use it. The chip doesn't just save me the stress of having forgotten my keys, but reduces the stress and friction of every morning routine because I never even have to think about them. And now that Apple Pay is becoming more common and I almost never forget my phone, I'm starting to feel so free. And for a limited time, you can support my content and get one of these beautifully embroidered Accutane hats I designed myself by signing up for my collaborator tier on Patreon. Photos Accutane saved my life, and this hat will turn more heads than perfectly clear skin. You will have other swag bags designed by me as time goes on, and have access to a Discord to talk to me directly. Thank you. And you don't have to go to the world's best, most tasteful, and friendliest plastic surgeon to get this done. There is a whole network of piercing shops that will do it for you. If you're interested, I have links and a guide at avivacarter.com. I have no sponsorship here, just sharing something cool I've done with my body.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim, Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled blood that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This brother Kabul Cup coming at you with no lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this thing. I think this is such a funny, and ironically, like, it's like they're doing that whole, like, oh, look at this, like, this is convenient, this is good, this is happy, this is what we need, this is advancing technology. But in actuality, of course, it's just another trap and snare for the people to, to not be ready, or to lower their guard and think that everything's fine and whatnot, rather than say, like, oh, well, look at the obvious signs. Because this dude literally just did this. He literally read the scripture and then thought, oh, look, guys, it's on my left hand, so that's obviously not it, and stuff like that. Well, very easily. Well, number one, actually, the right hand thing, it actually means dominant hand, not just your literal left hand, not slocky, not left hand, not just your right hand. Right hand is commonly the dominant hand, but it meant dominant hand. And then on top of that, while this may not contain financial information, but that doesn't change the fact that they can't add it in. All right. And he said basically, well, ID card, access the stuff, go into the thing and handle all the different stuff, which this type of system, it is very easily controllable. And for this first wave, when they because as they update the phones and all this stuff, the same way that they can update all these other stuff and put in all the information that they want and need into controlling the people. All right, controlling the masses more specifically. All right, and also hold on, because another thing that he said, which I always think about this. He said something about the electricity. Hold on.
and they were. And there are many other types of chips. The one I have is just
There was some. He said that electricity shoots into the thing, and then they're trying to do all that fear tactics in order to get people to get
in
on
a
board
database
with this.
to
And you know, like, I don't know if you know this, but the brain uses electricity to control the body. So who's to say that they can't convert or access the electricity that is in the brain from into the hand in order to do whatever stuff that they want and need to do in the future access of the things. And that's basically the thing to kind of be aware of and to remember. All right, so let me also get this. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We need to be aware that, okay, so he is trying to leave these little breadcrumbs in order to have access towards exploiting people and whatnot. So now we're seeing that, oh well, this is what they're planning. This is the base of it, and they're going to get into the bigger things down the line. All right, now next, Matthew 15 verse 14, let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Okay, so the thing here is that, you know, you have people like this guy, all right, who's over here trying to convince people, saying, oh, it's so fine, it's fine, is this, is that, or whatever. And either he does know and he's being a devil, which that seems to be the case, or he doesn't know, because there are other people that are going to be not in the know, but they're still going to be pushing for this type of stuff and whatnot. All right, there's going to be people that's gonna push to say, let's follow along with this, let's go with this, just as there were people with the V. All right, people were trying to push the V as a norm and stuff like that, saying, oh, believe the science and whatnot. All right, now Isaiah 30 verse 12, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because he despised his word and trusts in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Verse 13, therefore this iniquity shall be unto you as a breach ready to fall, swelling in a high wall whose breaking cometh suddenly and instant. Basically, the thing here is that people think, oh, they're secure and stuff like that, when in actuality the Lord is giving these people a false sense of security for just to destroy them down the line. All right, so people think, oh yeah, you're gonna get all these different benefits, you're gonna be secure, but then in actuality, well, what's going on? I know all about this stuff, help me, Lord, save me, X, Y, and Z, and then they're destroyed. All right, next, Hebrews 12 verse 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person like Esau, who for one morsel meat sold his birthright. And that's the thing where Esau is so profane. He is more, he's carnal, and he's only about, how do I forward this wickedness? How do I do this? The next thing is more and more technology that goes against YAHAWASHI. Because there's that one dude, I forgot his name, but he was a J person that was saying that intelligent design, quote unquote, is better than the design of a God in heaven. And basically, ironic, quote unquote, but he was quote unquote ironically saying that they are better, they can design better than a God, basically. All right, so as a result of that, we see these people that are just completely based and against spirituality. All right, now Matthew chapter 24 verse 24, for there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay, and it's not possible because we're able to see, okay, you know what, this is clearly a trap, this is clearly evil, so we need to make sure that we stay away from this at the end of the day. All right, because we see that Esau is preparing for this stuff, this type of, exposure. It's good exposure because people are saying, "Oh yeah, look, it's so innocent, so good, it's so convenient." And this is like, I think this is like one of the best, the better. This is the one of the most friendly exposures to this type of stuff that I've seen. All right, so of course people are gonna be more secure with this. Now, finally, John chapter 8, verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Alright, so basically, the thing here is how they are of their father, the devil, and they're going to continue to lie, and continue to lead people astray, and continue to seek the destruction of not just our people, but their people as well. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Bashem, Rakwakwada, Shabu, honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Bible ball, and Shalom.